The war is on. Here are things smart people are not doing. So, when it is times like these, when the news is flaring up, there is news about layoffs, gas prices are going high, inflation is hitting sky high, and there is news about the war. With these kinds of things, people just tend to act in a rush. They just want to make some decision to feel that they are in control. And that's the biggest mistake. So in these situations, it's very important that you try to size yourself and see what not to do. And here are the things smart people are not doing just now. The first and foremost, smart people don't panic. Headlines of war, headlines of inflation, layoffs, Bay Area is having high interest rates. All of these are headlines that are meant to attract attention or make people think a lot. But the smart people, they don't look at headlines. They pause. They check out what is the noise and what's the actual change that's happening in these cases. And that's where the smart people are different. They are not just chasing the headlines and panicking. They are making sense of it. They are checking out as to what is noise and what's the real difference in these. The second thing that smart people are not doing is freezing. So with the news of war, some people just go and freeze. They think that not doing anything is just going to be the best thing possible. Or I have seen some people, they just go and keep watching the news all day long. So that's also wrong, because in spite of the news, if you have a tax deadline for April 17th, that doesn't change. If you have a tax deadline, if you have to take your kid to a hospital, that doesn't change. So freezing is not an option. So then what is? So making sense of these headlines, making sense of the actual effects that these headlines will have on your life, and trying to make smarter decisions out of these is what people do. They don't just freeze. They figure out the right steps to take when you are hit by moments like these, and then they will act accordingly. So that's the second thing. Third, smart people don't chase headlines. Headlines are meant to sell newspapers. Headlines are meant to catch people and keep them glued to their TV all the time, as long as possible. So the smart ones don't get glued to their TV. They don't just watch headlines, and they don't get consumed by it. What they instead do is that they take the news, they make sense of it, they see the impacts of these news, and they will channel their decisions accordingly. That's what smart people are doing just now. So if you think this video is helpful I'm not asking you to make a decision here. I'm not asking you to buy or sell something. What I'm trying to help you is think how to be rational in moments like this. So if you like this, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends so that they will get this kind of relevant content further. Now, next, smart people do not ignore risks. So in today's market, they first understand what is the effect of interest rate increase? What if this interest rate does not go down and it remains high for a much longer time? How will they provide for the negative cash flow or for the decisions based off of that? Smart people will look at, say, the rental market going up and down. So they will go and plan for the rental market variances, the volatility in the rental market. So say they will plan a longer vacancy factor, or they will plan a lower rent, their numbers based on lower rents, and they will make their design much better like that. So they, instead of ignoring risks, they will size the risks up, they will adjust their portfolio, like increase down payment or get a tenant that is much lower risk even at a lower rent and things like that. So they don't ignore risks. In fact, they budget for the risks and act accordingly. Last and final, smart people don't think short term. So at this point in time, we have headlines about the war. We have headlines about oil prices. We have headlines about the interest rate. These don't define how the market is going to be a decade from now or in 20 to 30 years from now. So these smart people, they don't act in the moment. What they do is they size up the opportunity. They look at how things will look from 10 years from now or 20 years from now or 30 years from now. And they think over that big span. And with that span, they will make their decision today in a bigger picture, in a bigger scheme of things. And that will give them a clarity of how things will look at that point. So, smart people are not just jumping into action. They are defining their entire span. They are going to look at how things will look strategically over long periods of time, and they will design their investment, their strategy accordingly. So in summary, jumping into action is not going to be your play, even though you are seeing an emergency like war. What you are going to do is sit quiet, sum up the entire situation, draw up a strategic plan, and see how these moments can be incorporated in the design. Like when the interest rate is high, inflation is high, everybody is thinking of volatility, you might get a very good price benefit, and that price benefit you will capture and you will ride these issues and you will come out way ahead. So smart people don't just jump into action. They size up the situation, they make strategic decisions for a long-term positioning. I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching. See you on my next one.